issues and how to solve some of those shared issues. So it might be in sovereignty, it might be in land back, it might be in language revitalization, it might be in health concerns, it might be in food sovereignty, it might be in treaty rights. All of these are common issues. Boarding school and, assimilation, colonization. These are all very common issues with Indigenous people throughout the world. So as a higher education consortium, we come together as institutions of various types of higher education, whether it's university or whether it's all the way down to preschool, because we're talking higher education in a number of different ways. It's not only higher as far as, level of attainment. We're talking about spiritually higher, intellectually higher, and so we're a consortium of higher educators.
Can you tell us about what was accomplished this year? For one thing, I hear that accreditation is a big issue.
Oh yeah, totally. We accredit our own institute. So we had this year, I think there were 5 institutions that were accredited. We have 15 more that are in the hopper, that are in the process. Accreditation, we accredit from our own place, because higher education accreditors generally are associated to funding, and yet they want to impose on institutions a very rigid set of criteria that are not founded in our own bases. So we ask people to explain who they are and to define themselves according to their own standards.
And what progress have we seen, so to speak, over the years? Have we increased?
Oh my goodness, the progress is right here in the room.
Just the number of people?
Yeah, oh yeah, the progress
institutions.
is in the room. Yep.
All over the world, Indigenous from
over.
every continent.
Yep.
And growing every year.
Every year, yep.
And accrediting, and then how are we teaching the people?
I think each institution has its own criteria for teaching. Okay? So Ojibwe people teach in one way, focused in the language. Maori people teach in a whole different way. It's all about the individual institution and the peoples that they belong to. So we don't say how to do that. We ask, how do you do that? Yeah, and then we ask them to define according to themselves. How do you do that? Help us understand how.
And then how do you support each other? I mean, how do you improve?
Oh gosh, look at this. Yeah, we come together, we share conversations. Yeah, we just had a whole series of meetings yesterday where we shared conversations about various issues.
And before we go, just tell us a little bit about your nation, your people. What is the name again? And
I belong to the Ojibwe Anishinaabe people in Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Canada. So there are all these different bands that are all among the same tribe.
How many people are there total?
Oh my goodness, we're the second largest nation in the Turtle Island. So if you look at the whole continent, we're the second largest nation on the continent.
What is that, 1 million people?
Oh gosh, I wouldn't even venture to guess, because
more than
we're
that.
Across Canada, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Wisconsin. There's a heck of a lot of us, and all across Canada.
And can you say goodbye in your native language?
Gigavav men.
To the people who had come from other places and had set themselves here as the powerful and the wealthy and the prosperous. So this is a song of farewell that we actually use this as a song of farewell, but it's really a very beautiful love song. And she wrote this probably around the 1870s, when she and her sisters and her brothers from time to time would visit with friends, the Boyd family, in Maunawili, which was on the windward side of this island. Beautiful place up in the hills, absolutely gorgeous, wet and verdant, forest everywhere. And they would party over a weekend. Sometimes, you know, they would party really hard, and relationships would be formed, saying farewell to each other, calling to mind the beauty of that place, the sound of the birds, and this great, incredible love that was exchanged maybe briefly. But I also think of this song as a song of a chief who comes from a family of 800 generations of chiefs on the cusp of their disappearance. The moment when there are so few of them left. You will think of this chiefess. You will think of this family, and you will remember us.
Mahalo